You know that feeling when someone else is doing better than you on a boss fight that is catered towards you? Yes, Queen is actually better than Yui for this stage, which is a crazy thing to say because again, this stage is meant for Yui. You see resonance damage, electric damage increase. These two are for Yui, but no, Queen is better actually. In fact, I tested it. 4-star A0 Queen is better than 5-star A0 Yui. And I also tested A6R6 Yui and A6R6 Queen, and the gap difference is even larger. It is quite sad actually. I think maybe they can change the 20% here to maybe to 50%, but I think even 50% probably isn't enough to save Yui. But anyways, the boss has a Berserk stack, so it does more damage as you progress through the fight, and then make sure you include Guardians and Medics in your team. As for the boss's gimmick, every time it takes damage from a skill, or a 1 more, or a highlight, it will gain a mark of the attribute of the skill. So for this team, it's going to be nuclear because we're using a Queen team. And actually, I'll show you 2 more rotations at the end of the video. So when the boss reaches 3 marks, it will summon a Rakshasa that is tied to that attribute. The 3 nuclear marks is going to summon a nuclear Rakshasa, and then when you kill the Rakshasa, you will get a nuclear buff to your team. And the boss can summon 2 Rakshasa, so you can get the 2 stacks of the buff. So the goal here is to actually summon and kill the Rakshasa as fast as possible, so you can apply the buffs to yourself as fast as possible, so you can do more damage, get more points. Now for the team, this is a 4-star Queen that I was talking about. Shout out to Nagisa Sendo for the Queen borrow. So we're just gonna start with her first. So Queen is of course our main damage dealer. Everything, all of this we're gonna use. So let's set Awareness and Truth for more damage. And like I said, only a 4-star weapon. And then the stat screen I'll just scroll through for you guys to see. And then next up, Vino, Queen's partner in crime. Yeah, skill 1, skill 2, actually we're gonna use all 4 of these as well. So Vino is gonna help us a lot to summon the Rakshasa because she is also nuclear. And skill 2 can also help you deal with the Rakshasa that only summon. Then the 4-star weapon for more defensive buff. Then the stat screen. Soy next. Soy is gonna be our main sustain with skill 3, and then we can debuff with gun, Soy to skill 2 and gun. Unfortunately, we do have to click skill 3. Ideally, you don't need to skill 3, but it's impossible to survive without skill 3. Or the other option is to use Puppet as a navigator, which isn't that good because Puppet doesn't give you any good damage buff. Then you give him the departure control set for the more debuff, 4-star weapon for more HP and more tank, stat screen. Then navigator is going to be Okian because we use Wind on the other side already. So skill 1, skill 3 to buff the damage. It's going to have the Trust and Prosperity set because we do need it for this fight. 4 highlights in 6 turns. Then the 4-star weapon for more attack, then the stat screen. So for Wander's persona and weapon is going to really depend on your team. Including a lot of like debuff stuff here, especially with the Garuda in here, Garuda known. Like if you have A6 Vino with a 5-star weapon, or even also a 5-star weapon Soy, then you can consider using Ex Machina instead. And then you don't need Known anymore, you don't need more defensive buff because A6 Vino can give you the pierce rate. It's like 10% or something, 8%, which is quite a lot. Then her 5-star weapon also gives you no debuff, so his 5-star weapon also give you more debuff. So it depends on your team. For me, I have to because I have none of that, so I have to use Arc Knife. For the persona, we have Komokutan, putting him as the first one. It's been quite a while since I used him. He has really fallen off if I'm being honest. I'm using him because I already used like Dominion and Dionysus on the other side, so it's only left with Komokutan. He can give you a bit of damage buff at the beginning, attack and crit buff. We're also gonna use Revolution here to buff crit. If you don't need her, you can just replace her. I think her next best option is probably like Yolanga with maybe Rebellion or something to help buff. So you need Garudine and also maybe Margarula, depending on the team. Depending on how strong your Queen is. You don't need this if you can do like one-shot the Rakshasa with a skill 1. I cannot because I'm using a weaker Queen, so I need Margarula to help knock down the Rakshasa. Then Misha Mountain, highly recommend. Imperial Purge, Cosmic Flare will help summon the Rakshasa. As for turn order, it doesn't matter that much. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just make sure Queen is the last one, and make sure Vino is at least second or first also can, because Vino is weak to fire, right? You want her to also like wake up so she can use her own highlight. And with that, we can begin. Unfortunately, Vino is weak to fire. So skill 1 with Vino. Then we use Soy Gun until debuff. Okay, let's try good. Then Wonder is gonna use Imperial Purge from Bishop Mountain. Main reason is to give the nuclear mark. So the Queen can skill 1 here, skill 1 here, and summon the Rakshasa. Then we skill 3 with Okian. And Venus Q3. Target the boss. We will take care of the Rakshasa later. Then highlight with Queen highlight. Target the boss also. This will also give another stack. Now the boss has 2 stacks of the nuclear. And then Soy will skill 3. The main reason here is to reduce the RNG. Because next turn the boss can use a Brave Blade. And skill 3 will increase the chance of Soy getting hit by the Brave Blade, which is what you want. To help tank. Then we use Cosmic Flare. Make sure you main target the boss. This is to do a bit of damage to the Rakshasa and also debuff it, because we have the Eye Knife. So the Queen can hopefully kill it. Just don't Tarokaya the boss. Good. Then Queen will crash out. And then skill 1. So ideally you want to kill the left one. If not, it's still okay. It depends how strong the Queen is. The Queen I'm borrowing here is not super strong, because it doesn't have the 5-star weapon. But it's still possible. Okay, good. Brave Blade on the Soy. Good. Okay, this one also on Soy. Very nice. Then Vino will skill 2 here to inflict elements. Then Soy will skill 2 the boss. And then we can change to Norn. It depends. If you only have one more left, one Rakshasa left, you can just Garuda in the middle one. If not, use Magarula. And you pray for, I think you got a win set on the boss. Very good. Nice. Then we got the one more. One more, I'll actually target the boss with Queen. The reason is because we are going to use Soy's highlight next. And we can just use the Soy highlight to target the Rakshasa to kill it. Then we can use skill 3, do some good damage. Okay, decent. Now we just need to tank. Just don't hit Vino. Okay, nice. Very good. Then we skill 3 again. Okay, so that we can have skill 1 and skill 3 active on the last turn. Then Vino skill 1. So I will gun all and debuff. And then we can use Revolution from Komokuten to buff the crit. We are not going to use Rakunda anymore because the boss already has a lot of debuff. So it also depends if you have the 5-star weapon of like Soy or Vino or whatever. And also A6 Vino, because A6 Vino can give you the pierce rate. Sadly, I have to use more debuff. That's why my personas are a lot of like debuffing ones, because my defense debuff not enough. Now we skill 2 Vino to heal her up. This also buff Queen herself. Okay, free with hitting Soy also. Vino skill 3. Then the highlight, we use Vino's highlight. Inflict the normal, yes, all 5, including the radiation is 5. Skill 3 Soy to make sure that everyone can tank the next hit. Next time is going to use the Oni Kagura thing and the Amaragidine. Then we can use Garudine as Windswept here to debuff. Then Queen, it's going to crash out skill 3. Now we just pray Queen survives. Okay, nice, just don't hit Queen. Okay, good. Now we skill 1 Okian. Skill 1. Now it has all 4. Now it has 4 elements, which is good. So I think activate Queen's that was skill 2. Queen's one of the passives, right, I think. This one. This attack based on number of elements. And yeah. Now we Peer Purge. Also debuff it. Now with Queen highlight. Good damage. And skill 3. I think this might be a new record for the rotation. The highest score was 16.6. 19.2, I got somehow higher than the last one. So that means that this score got even higher than the Yui 5-star weapon. Now for the next team, I'm going to show you the Yui team. So Yui, sadly, is not as good as Queen. The power creep is real. And actually, right, if you want, you can actually run Queen with Joker. I mean Queen with Yui. You can replace Joker with Queen. I'm not sure, but it might outperform a solo Queen team. I don't have both Queen and Yui, so I cannot test it out. But just some extra info for you that maybe you can try out. But anyways, we'll go through Yui. So Yui is gonna be our, I guess, main DPS, sub DPS, both I guess. If skill 1 can do damage, skill 3 can like a link herself to Joker. Joker is good here because of the extraction. So more extraction means more follow-up damage from Yui. Highlight can also guarantee follow-up chance for 2 turns and increase your attack and follow-up damage. Then the revelation card will be the Growth Renewal for more damage, electric damage, follow-up damage. Then weapon, I have a 5-star weapon here. It's not my Yui, but 4-star weapon should work just fine. There's a damage difference. And yeah, 4-star weapon is gonna be even worse than it's gonna be almost score sadly. Then the set screen I will just show. Then Joker is gonna run. So Joker's main goal is gonna be skill 1 and skill 2 and skill 3 also. It doesn't matter what skill you use, just make sure you have enough for extraction. So sometimes you can use skill 3 if you have like 4 stacks. Right? 4 minus 3 is 1. The next turn you can use skill 2 to get to 3. Revision card. Give him the departure and prosperity. You need the prosperity since he's a support. You can give him more like a supporting main stat like defense or HP or whatever, because he's not really going to do damage. The boss is resisted to curse. Then 5-star weapon doesn't really matter here. Then just quickly show you the stat screen. Now for Okian. Okian is going to be the same role. Everything is pretty much the same except for the cards. You're going to run with the, not this card, Trust and Power for the attack buff, because we already have Joker with this prosperity set, right? So you just change the prosperity set to the power. This to get the attack buff here. And everything else is the same as the previous team. You don't need to change to show. Then Soy is also going to be the same role. You're going to use skill 2 and gun to debuff skill 3 to sustain. And then the dagger, Ex Machina, make sure you put electric persona in front to give more damage buff to Yui. And for persona, you definitely need Yolanga. Yolanga for Rakunda also. And also Zeodyne. I forgot to put Zeodyne here, but Zeodyne and Rakunda here. This so that you can help with summoning the Rakshasa. Then the next one is Thor. Thor just need a signature move, Thundercaller. Probably gonna use that once only in the fight. He used to activate the passive to increase electric damage taken. In the last persona, it should be just one, for the change. The last persona is whatever. Just include the highest stat persona. If possible, more HP because you need to tank sick. So here is the rotation. So it's gonna be a little bit messy, but I'll quickly go through some important stuff. One of the important stuff is you have to activate the follow-up attack here. Zeodyne, when Joker uses skill 1, target the Rakshasa, you must follow up also. Very, very important. This will ensure like the highlight. I think you need this for the highlight on the first turn of the first section of the second turn. And also just to kill the Rakshasa in general. And I did put like the targets, like for example this one, use Thor, Thunder Caller or something, target Rakshasa because you want to kill it. Then here also, skill 1 Rakshasa to kill it. Then by second turn, all the Rakshasas should die. They should be all dead. And then there's nothing much else. For Joker, just remember that you need to make sure that you always have the extra action. So you just have to count your rebellion every time. The soul rotation I think is the exact same as the Queen one. Then here, you Yolanga, Rakunda here. Then everything else just Zeodyne. This is just to activate the follow attack from Yui. We're not going to use Thor here because Yolanga, I forgot to mention, Yolanga's passive can increase the crit damage taken. So just putting him as the equipped persona, then you can activate the passive itself. Then you can also highlight 5 times here. 1, 2, 3. Then 4, 5 times because of Joker's extraction. Also link the image in the description below, so you can check it out if you want. And just know that this one I think is even more RNG than the Queen one. So not only does Queen gives more score, Queen also is less RNG than the UE fight, because one big RNG is here. I think it's only 30% chance to roll attack, so 2 times in a row is like 9% chance, so that's super annoying. You need to keep resetting until you hit 2 follow attacks. And not only that, the other RNG is a Brave Blade. You want Brave Blade to hit Soy. If it hits anyone else, you're kinda cooked. You have to reset. If somebody that is not Soy gets hit, they are not gonna survive the remaining rounds. They will definitely die. And that's it for the rotation. I'll show you another one. So the other thing I want to show you is the Fleuret team, because I'm actually using the Fleuret team for my own guild, because I'm borrowing A6R6 closer for the other side. So I have to use Fleuret for this side. So this is for those who don't have Queen and UE. And Fleuret can still score decent score here. So Fleuret is going to be across 9 DPS with skill 3 and highlight, skill 3 highlight. Then we have this one, the Harmony Victory set, Forza weapon, set screen. Then Morgana, sadly we have to use him. Oh, I think the clone order is messed up because I changed the class, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to show the battle anyways. But Morgana is going to use a lot of skill 1 and I think once or twice skill 2, depending on how well you tank. Skill 1 can really help you and summon the Wind Rakshasa to buff Fleuret. Then the Revelation card, you want the Departure Perspective because you're gonna attack a lot of times, right? You're probably gonna use skill 2 like once or twice only, so no, it's worth it to use the other set, the Trust and Perspective. 4-star event weapon, set screen. And Soy is the same, pretty much the same role as the previous 2 rotations. You're gonna debuff with skill 2 and gun, sustain with skill 3, and then highlight also if you need to. Then we have Okian. Okian is gonna run Trust and Power. I'm not gonna talk more anymore. You use skill 3, skill 1 also. Then use Ex Machina to buff wind damage. So Persona, you need Known here to debuff your Garudai. You don't need Magarula for this one, should be fine. But you can keep it if you want, just in case. Then we have Spike with Forum Narcissus to help increase the damage taken from the opponents. Then Yanosik for Rakunda and also the Mark. And then for the turn order, just make sure your Fleuret is the last one to move. The Wonder has to be the second. Then Morgana, Soy, doesn't matter. Just make sure Wonder is second, because on one of the turns you need to swap Persona to use a pilot. So here's the rotation. It looks a bit messy because there are some notes, pretty important ones I would say. So the rotation also depends how strong your Fleuret is, because sometimes you're gonna kill the Rakshasa faster. Sometimes you might not kill enough, but hopefully by end of skill 3, Rakshasa should all die. So if you see here, Soy on turn 2, Soy skill 3, skill 2. This one is up to you. If you want to gamble, you can use skill 2 instead. If you don't want, you can use skill 3, because the main reason of skill 3 is just to, like a taunt, right? To bait the Brave Blade on Soy. You want to gamble a 25% chance of hitting Soy, go ahead and use skill 2 instead. Then there's something here you need to take note. You use Garudine on Rakshasa to trigger one more to hit the boss. This is to give an extra mark to the boss. And using Garudine on Rakshasa also can debuff the boss, because the Garudine is from Norn, if you didn't know. Then skill 1 the boss here, Rakshasa will summon. Then you skill 2 is AoE damage, and then you use one more on any Rakshasa. All of them are probably still alive by here, even after the one more. If you manage to kill one of them here, that's also good. Then here is when you need to choose the highlight. You can use either Mona or Soy's highlight. So if there are 2 Rakshasa left, you use Mona's highlight to hit one of the Rakshasa to trigger one more. If you only have 1 Rakshasa left, you use Soy highlight to hit the remaining Rakshasa. Basically what the highlight is doing is just to guarantee the kill. You want all the Rakshasa to die from the highlight, so the Fleuret can just skill 3 on the boss. This is the most important part of the entire fight, to kill the Rakshasa with the highlight. Then everything here should be quite simple. When I say Rakunda, here is a debuff highlight. This is why you need Wonder to be the second to move, so that you can swap to Narcissus, use debuff highlight, then swap back to Norn, use Garudine. And then this is the score, 8.8 million, which is pretty decent honestly for Fleuret. And that's about it for the rotation. I hope it's at least useful for some of you.